a few things in this new update is there is improved height map interpolation, which smooths surfaces and improves overall driving experience in this game, which is a big plus. There are also many other things, but there is also clutch thermals. So now let's show a very extreme case of clutch thermals. So let's just find somewhere that we cannot go up, and then we're just going to keep the truck there and just try and floor it. So as you see right here, the clutch is overheating. So as you see, there's not much power to the wheel because the clutch is overheating. So you see it speeds up once the clutch is not overheating. But you see, there is that when the clutch is being abused like that. So now if we were to try and go up something like this, it just is not happening. So that is how the clutch can get overheated. And there is a nitrous. So to put nitrous on the car, we can go here and then go to engine and then go to nitrous oxide injection. And so there's a 10-pound bottle of it. Now let's push it and do 150 kilowatt shot. So you don't have to arm it, but you can if you want to. So now let's see if this because if you give it too much, it can kill the engine. So as you see with like this, it doesn't kill the engine because it's not a 250 watt shot. And then if we enable nitrous like this, we go. And smack into a wall. Like that. And everything is broken. And that is a very big V8. Now, the next thing I want to show is there is better shifting with a DCT transmission. So we're just going to get something like a hot hatch, I guess. And so it's a dual clutch transmission, I believe. Yes, it is. And dual clutch transmission is better. And you see, you can hear the flutter of the turbo. But overall, I think that the shifting is better with a dual clutch transmission. And then what you can hear right here is an after fire. As you can hear that. Wait. Yeah, you see it? It comes out of the exhaust. You get that. Now this is a car that I custom made. Like I used the hatchback mod and did that sort of thing. But if you can wear the clutch on this. Now let's see. Let's see if the engine starts to smoke. First, then we can set it into like drift mode. But no, I don't think it can affect the dual clutch transmission. And there's also a sequential gearbox. So let's look at the sequential gearbox in this car. So let's just go into the engine, and then right here where it says dual clutch, 6-speed sequential transmission. So I don't know if I have to map it or anything. Okay, so how it works so how a sequential gearbox works is essentially a sequential gearbox still does have a clutch to shift into gear. See, if I don't use it, okay, they didn't implement that crap. They need to implement that. But anyway, so you need a clutch to shift into gear and that sort of thing. But sequential gearbox are really good because you got these paddle shifters, and they shift really fast, which is nice. Doing a bit of a drift here. Oh, because I have it in drift mode. That's probably why. Drift mode in this car works out really well. I think they improved it or something. And then, so basically, while shifting, you don't need a clutch, which is like a dual clutch transmission. But it's just better. So now let's put line lock on the car. So let's put line lock on the rear wheels, and then we'll see if we can do a good burnout to take off, essentially. So I just put nitrous on this car, and this car is going to be fully like customized everything the update gives you to do. I don't know if I'm not saying line lock, but I don't see it. So I will get a car that has line lock. So right here is the line lock. Rear wheel line lock. And then line lock. Now let's see if this works. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I got to work one time. The car always likes to lean to that side for some reason. But right here's the drag car. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but all I know is line lock's there. So also there is header shift times, which is very good. And there's different styles of rev limiters. Some are RPM based, some are time based, and others are for just smooth transitions. And so there's a time. So on this car, it has a timer based rev limiter. So to hold on a hill, in automatic transmission is stronger, and something I'm going to show with the D series and that sort of thing. But first off, nitrous. I forgot to say this in the video, but sequential transmissions are affected by clutch overheating. A little mad there. Okay, now I'm good. And then it's like boom, and just it hits that nitrous. Now let's just try and look at the engine temperature when I do this. Okay, so nitrous. And it just goes. Now, boom. That was cool. My tire ate the drag tire on that car. So with the D series and H series, they have something implemented on them to make them less rolly. So actually, I'm just gonna get the H series because I think it rolled a lot more. So like roll steer, so like car rolls, it steers. And don't look at these. There's nothing to see there. So let's get like crap. And right here is the H series, I meant to say. So now let's see if the roll steer is better. Yeah, it definitely is. And yeah, so that is cool. And there are also crawler transfer case parts. So let's go somewhere where there would need to be rock crawling. So right here we have the pig variant of this car. Welded differentials, that sort of thing, but it has a crawler four-wheel drive system. So let's just put it in first gear. And the rev limiter is so good because on the hopper, it does not have a rev limiter, and this car is just eating this up. See, that was so amazing how it just easily it went over that. Now, let's see if it does any different without this sort of type of transfer case. And this is only a 6-cylinder engine, by the way. Just for that. And so, let's just change to 4-wheel drive transfer case instead of a crawler. And now let's see. Now let's see how much of a difference it'll make. I'm assuming a little bit, but not much. You could tell it did struggle a little bit more while going up that. And also, half the time my wheel wants to chop off my hand while doing this. So, because like the wheel force feedback just, okay, so if we watch this wheel, that's the wheel doing it. So right now I'm not touching the wheel. The wheel is moving on its own. Okay, so what happened here? Okay, we're fine. So see, it does that, and then it's much faster, like in real life, it seems. But so there's that crawler. So right here, if we were to set this to random, the risk normally was. So I'm going to show you the maximum risk that it used to be. The maximum risk used to be 144, but now the maximum risk is 2. So let's just see how crazy and stupid they drive. So they are basically trying to cut every corner they can as hard as they can and go as fast as they can. Like that. They go super risky. And this is the AI controlling this, so it's cool that they know how to do it. Of course, they always did, but basically they're just like these new things. And I'm going to go over all the things with the AI. The AI has a new speed plan, and basically, so this makes the vehicle, you know, in the future, it makes it so that, you know, like, it can overtake vehicles, like, for future plans. And as you see there, the vehicle completely crashed. Now, if we set this to the lowest possible risk, which is now 0.3, and if we set them to stay into their lane like this, they're slowly staying in their lane. They will try to stay in their lane, which is good. Well, they always did, but so basically, you see the difference in like maximum dangerous compared to no danger. And the random pathfinder is very simple now. And the graphics engine is optimized, and also there's reduced memory usage of the maps. There's smart vertical sync, which is, I don't use it. I don't use vertical sync because I use G-Sync, so this is irrelevant to me. And there's just a lot of those types of improvement. And so if you want to do something like a multi-seat mode, which is already in the game, it has a new multi-seat camera, which is really cool. So basically it zooms out the camera and makes it so that it does perfectly with where the vehicles are and that sort of thing. And there are now horns and vehicle sirens, which I will show right now. So let's just disable the AI for a second. So let's just get a police vehicle like the Gravel Grand Marshal. And so here's the lights. And so how the siren works is you turn the lights on and then you click it again. And when I say click it again, I mean click M. That's how that works. So you can have your lights on, like say you're going to a call, or say you're pulling someone over and then you get up to them And then you go, of course you can't do this very well, but... And then he pulls over. And then you can have, like this, and have your lights on, but not your siren. So I think that was pretty cool. And there is a new vehicle wind effect, which I can't really show here. And that is it for this episode. When it comes to the actual driving and that sort of thing. But now I'm going to show some other types of sirens. And also horns. So if we say we have a vehicle like Big Rig, the horn might sound like this. And so that's cool. Now, let's see if I was to rip this horn off. And then if I rip this one off. It still has the horn, so yeah. And then other vehicles have different types of horns, and yeah. And now I'm just going to go over many changes that are not too noticeable. So there is door and glass are now door and tailgate glass are now removable parts. So basically you can remove them separately. There are tire load, sensitivity, and softness are all properties of new tires in the game. And there is suspension dampening for like mostly race suspensions. Vehicle engine mounts improved for better torque, inertia. There are so many things. Like automatic transmissions lose some torque during shifting. That is one thing. And there's also drift steering for bar stow. Rear suspension is tweaked. Just all these types of things. I cannot list them all possibly. So if you want to go check it out, just go to BeamNG's website and click on the dev form. Hopefully you liked this episode, and goodbye.